Hello everyone and welcome to this overview of the qualifying session of the 70th Anniversary Grand Prix in Silverstone. An exciting qualifying session that saw Valtteri Bottas take pole position in front of Lewis Hamilton. We'll talk to that a little bit later, and a lot of other surprise that just waited for us. Let's start right away with Q1. So we're out in Q1. I'm in front of the TV. We're out in Q1. Kimi Raikkonen, Giovinazzi, Nicolas Latifi, Kevin Magnussen, and Daniil Kvyat. A little bit of a surprise here for Kvyat. I think the other four, we pretty much expected them. Kvyat, sadly, on his last flying lap, ran wide and got his final time erased by the stewards. Otherwise, he would have been into Q2. I think here the two big surprise are, well, maybe not surprise. Let's say George Russell, yes, he deserves it. He did a good lap, again, more than half a second in front of his teammate, Nicolas Latifi, who, at this point, I believe Latifi needs to start improving. If it's 7/10 difference between the two drivers, and they are on the same track, there's nothing new to learn. Nicolas Latifi should get closer to George Russell. So let's watch, but at this stage it really feels like Latifi should improve. But yeah, the big surprise, I believe, is Romain Grosjean, making it to 13 in Q1, so going into Q2. Impressive results for the Haas team, and even Kevin Magnussen was not that far from making it to Q2, but Grosjean found pace in this Haas this weekend. Good job for him. Ferrari, Vettel passing barely in 14. We'll talk more about Vettel when we get to Q2, but not looking well so far. So the two Alphas will start the last two place, a team that during the first ever Grand Prix started 1, 2, 3, and 4. I guess progress is not going the right way for them. Latifi 18, Magnussen 17, and Kvyat 16. On to Q2. In Q2, everyone went with the medium tire, knowing that they had to keep the soft for Q3. But also because the soft would give them a real disadvantage at the start of the race if they make it to Q3 with that. So everyone on the medium except for Max Verstappen, who was on the hard. How did that unfold? Well, Russell 15, Grosjean 14, Sainz in the McLaren 13, Vettel in the Ferrari 12, and Esteban Ocon in the Renault 11. Few surprises here. Carlos Sainz not making it into Q3 by merely 0.2 of a second. Here, maybe the McLaren still struggling for pace. When you look at it, Norris only barely made it in 10th, but Carlos Sainz could have done better and should have done better, I believe. The biggest surprise is here the Ferrari of Sebastian Vettel. He just cannot find pace with this Ferrari, and we have to wonder now, he beat Charles Leclerc in Austria at the beginning of the season, and now he's over 0.3 behind, not in Q3, and that is even with the soft tire. Vettel did his last flying lap with the soft and still got stuck in Q2 in 12th, while Leclerc is flying and just finding the pace that he needs. What's going on with Sebastian? Is he demotivated, knowing that he's leaving and that likely might join the Racing Point? Is he just not into Formula 1 anymore? Will he retire after the season and knows that it's not worth it? It's weird, especially since we are at the same track. There's nothing new to learn except just getting better with the car, and it's the second week in a row that we see Vettel struggling. We'll have to watch during the race. He has a free choice of tire to start with, so they can play with the strategy. But really sad result for the 4-time world champion. Carlos Sainz also, yeah, sad result for him. They will try to understand what went wrong. Esteban Ocon also could have done better. We don't see it here, but Daniel Ricciardo had third best time in or fourth in Q2, so he was really high. So there was space in that Renault, but Ocon could not find it, and it's been a struggle since the beginning of the season for Esteban. I'm not saying he has to match Daniel's pace, but he should be closer than what we are seeing at the moment if he is as good as we make him to be. So starting 15 tomorrow, George Russell with Williams, 14, Romain Grosjean with Haas, 13, McLaren of Carlos Sainz, 12, Ferrari of Sebastian Vettel, and 11, Esteban Ocon with Renault. And now on to Q3. An exciting Q3 all the way until the end. As you can see, Valtteri Bottas taking pole position in front of his teammate Lewis Hamilton by merely 6/100 of a second. Lewis Hamilton already getting a very good first lap, improving on his second lap, but Valtteri finding the pace to beat him again after the incredible bad luck that he suffered last week for the British Grand Prix. This is going to be a relief for Valtteri. He will try to make his way back into the championship race. If he can win this race, I think he has a fair chance, considering that the last 7 races at Silverstone have been won from pole position. Valtteri, if he wins this and get 7 points back on Lewis, could get back within championship range. If he doesn't, it's going to start to smell pretty bad for him already. But I'm confident he can. If he gets a good start, Valtteri can definitely do a good job. Hamilton second. Hulkenberg, third place. Best career start to a Grand Prix for Nico Hulkenberg. Actually, best quali, I will say, because he did start in second place already with other penalties. But best quali for Nico Hulkenberg. Starting third for a guy that not even 10 days ago was at a cafe with some pastry and got a call from Otmar Zafnauer to sit in for Sergio Perez. Third place, great result for him, beating Lance Stroll, and here this is gonna hurt for Lance because he got experience with this car, he knows what it's worth, and here Nico comes, just push him, and it's just a great statement. I guess it's experience speaking here, though Lance also got now 4 years in Formula 1, so I don't think there's a next real excuse. Nico Hulkenberg just making a statement that he is still a good Formula 1 driver. If you want to hire him, he is ready to talk and he wants to be back in Formula 1. Not desperate, as he puts it, he is more keen to get back into Formula 1 racing. But yeah, just great result for the pink Mercedes. It's also going to be nice considering that they've been fined 400,000 euros and lost 15 points in the championship because of breach in regulation regarding the car design, especially their brake ducts. And the other teams will probably be mad. We already know that the sentence is going to appeal by Renault, who wants a more severe sentence. So we'll have to see, but for sure Racing Point will be happy with that result, and Hulk is probably overjoyed. Verstappen fourth, also a good result, not even 1/10 behind Hulkenberg, so it's a blink of an eye here. Everything is possible tomorrow during the race. Verstappen will be happy to start fourth and will be fighting for a podium again. Daniel Ricciardo fifth, good result for Renault. We saw last week that they have good pace at Silverstone. They can do it again this week. Esteban Ocon, yes, is 11, but if he can make back some positions, he can climb back close to his teammate and maybe get another good result like they did last week. Stroll 6, Gasly. Impressive result again for Pierre Gasly for AlphaTauri. The car just is going well around the British track. Last week he finished 7th in the race and this week qualified 7th. Impressive result for AlphaTauri, the baby Red Bull team if you want. He just really does a great job here. He's going to be looking forward to just get some precious points, and hopefully his teammate Daniel Kvyat can join him at the top tomorrow during the race where everything can happen. Charles Leclerc, 8th. I don't think we expected Ferrari to be much higher than that. Last week they did qualify 4th, so maybe they had a bit more pace. But still, it is pretty much where Ferrari belong. They will try to get better in the race. Considering the pace of the Mercedes, of the 2 racing points this week, and of Verstappen, I don't really expect him to do better, but we never know. Alex Albon under pressure again, half of a second behind his teammate Verstappen. I think he's going to be disappointed to also be behind an AlphaTauri. So Albon just got to focus, have to put his thing together and just do his job. As I keep saying, he should not put pressure on himself to beat Max. He should just focus on doing what he has to do. And if he does his job his way, the results will come and he will end up beating Verstappen. But for now, Albon 9th, bit disappointing, but that's what it is. And then Norris just could not improve on his Q2 time. It seems that the McLaren is struggling around Silverstone. Last week they were even then in a relatively good position for what they were worth at the beginning of the season. So McLaren may be at the back of the midfield for this weekend. But again, anything can happen. We saw it last week, and especially this weekend with softer tire compounds. Everyone will be looking pretty much at a 2-stop race. If someone manages only a 1-stop, I will be very, very surprised. Also keep in mind that Verstappen will start on the hard tires, so he has probably the best tire in terms of strategy for the race. Everyone else is on the medium. It's gonna impede him at the start probably, but if he can play with the strategy with that, he's gonna be happy. So we'll have to watch Verstappen. If he gets a good start and stay in front of Ricciardo and Stroll, it could be very interesting. And if he can pass Hulkenberg at the start, oh gosh, it's gonna be an interesting race. So that's it everyone, I thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment. You can also follow me on Facebook, the F1 Corner. I hope to see you again tomorrow. Hope you have a good race, and let's see you after the race. Like, subscribe, thank you, have a good day.